Good afternoon, everybody. Going to get started with the before market close market update, making today's live stream public. Going to get started here momentarily. Just give it another minute or so for people to join us. I see we have some people joining the live stream. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to get started with the before market close video here in about 10 to 15 seconds. Just sit tight and we'll get started here soon. If anybody does have any ticker requests, this is going to be a public live stream today, obviously, and we'll get to those at the end. All right, welcome to the live stream, everybody. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Today's Wednesday, June 7th. Happy hump day. Hope you're doing well. And in today's video, we're going to do a quick market update here before the market close in about 11 minutes. And then if anybody does have any ticker requests, please make sure to place the ticker inside of the live chat. For Power Group private members, you can place it inside of Slack, and I'll get to those first. Yeah, if anybody does have any ticker requests, please let me know the ticker and the exchange. And obviously today's private member only live stream I did make public, as we have some pretty big news to cover today, and there was some requests from the community on YouTube to do some ticker requests, so I thought I'd come on. I did have a little bit extra time today, so if anybody does have any requests, please let me know. Before we get to the market update, closing in on that 500,000 view mark, so as always, very much appreciate the community and the support that I've received along the way. This definitely was no easy feat, especially when primarily most of my content is MJ, and we've been in a bear market really since 2018. We had that massive run up into 2021 highs, but I wouldn't necessarily consider that a sustained bull market. That was just hopes of the Democrats. Well, it was the Democrats taking control of the Senate in hopes of legalization, but as we know, they've pretty much stalled, and a lot of that had to do with C-19, everything else that was going on, macroeconomics in the world, and rising inflation, interest rates, and just a lack of regulatory reform in the US and even here in Canada. Almost 5 years in, and we still got insane limitations and regulations that are really hindering the space. I also did post a video earlier today that there could be another bankruptcy. There could be multiple bankruptcies, not just in retail, but in producer land as well, because with MJ right now, there's over 1,000 LPs. As we know, that's not sustainable. There's going to be a lot of mergers and acquisitions and consolidation in the space. There's going to be a lot of bankruptcies and insolvencies. And they actually, Fire and Flower actually filed for creditor protection under CCAA. So not exactly your BIA or your regular bankrupt, but a lot of people kind of view them as the same. Basically, they're kind of the same, right? It's just creditor protection allows it to maximize the assets versus a bankruptcy. And you never know, maybe we get some kind of stalking horse bid for Fire and Flower assets from, SNDL or maybe High Tide, similar to what happened with Zenabis when Zenabis filed for creditor protection. And that's just a stalking horse bid, is just a way to maximize it before it goes to auction, just to get the most value out of those assets as possible. But yeah, not good at all. And we're probably going to see a lot more bankruptcies, insolvencies from mom and pop retail locations. And then also from a lot of the producers. If they don't decide to merge, they're probably just going to go by the wayside, right? So not great, but it is what it is. I also did a video yesterday on could Tilray potentially buy VFF, and I go over my speculation in that. And Village Farms only has, I think, like a market cap of 74 million at the moment. So with this news from Fire and Flower, with more retail locations potentially going under, insolvent or bankrupt, and then many producers potentially heading as well. I even warned it in this article here, or in this video here, with Tilray potentially going to 124 as a bear flag on watch. So that was the measured move of the bear flag target. And it could get worse, right? Because if we start to see more retail locations go down, we start to see more producers go down, then this could be more troubling times for the MJ space. But this could be the final last shakeout before we finally see some, regulatory movement with regards to either the U.S. or the Canadian government. There's also news, like Jan Losi mentioned in the chat there. Thanks for that. Key Senate committee will vote on MJ banking bill in the next 2 or 3 weeks, says chairman. So that is something that we could look out for. But again, we could still see more downside. And if that were to occur, I mean, what would the market cap of Village Farms be? It could get somewhere down to around 50 million or something like that, maybe even a little bit below. And Tilray has $400 million in cash. And they mentioned that they could be potentially saving that for accretive and strategic opportunities and accretive M&A, mergers and acquisitions. So if we were to see them merge with Village Farms, maybe get them for pennies on the dollar, right? Similar to Hexo. Hexo was worth about 50 million there at one point, so Village Farms could be going down the similar path. And they mentioned that they would like to get into fruits and vegetables and things like that, using idle capacity in their grow rooms and things like that for fruits and veggies. And as we know, Village Farms is into that. So again, check out that video if you want to learn more on that. But yeah, we're going to see whether or not this can pass in the MJ banking bill. I think it has a very, very good chance. And the fact that we're down this much and it's pretty bleak in the industry, I do think that the odds of this happening are very, very high. I might do another video on this specifically a little bit later on today, but we'll do a quick market update and then we'll jump into the chat. If anybody does have any ticker requests, as always, please let me know. But taking a look at the crypto space here at the moment, so SEC has sued Binance, they've sued Coinbase. A lot of speculation that the Ripple case could be potentially settled. It could. Why would they bring up massive lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase if Ripple was going to drag out another 6 months or a year plus, right? A lot of the resources have been put toward fighting Ripple, and I can't imagine them. And SEC suing Binance and Coinbase, both Coinbase and Binance said they will fight this tooth and nail. So they're not just going to bow down like Kraken. Kraken settled with the SEC. They're not just going to bow down. I think they're going to really fight this and take it out. And Coinbase and Binance have the money to be able to, and the resources to be able to fight the SEC, just like Ripple, right? With over $1 billion in cash on the balance sheet. But this is looking really, really good. And we were told by John Deaton, we were told by the XRP community. The XRP community is the best community in all of crypto. We are the smartest, and we've been recognized from many different, associations around the blockchain community that the XRP community is the most sophisticated and intelligent community in crypto, and that's because we're the adults in the room. We're not, this anti-government, anti-bank. Like, that's not going to happen, right? The governments will take out the tanks and the guns before they let their money be taking in control of libertarian movement, right? It wasn't created by some guy in his basement. Bitcoin wasn't created by some guy in his basement. This was created by, and even Homeland Security said they met with the 4 Satoshis, right? It's 4 people, it's a group of people, so they know who it is. And why would you want to own Bitcoin when you don't know who owns it, right? Can you imagine owning Apple stock and not knowing who owns Apple? What if it was North Korea or Russia or, something like that owned Apple? Like, why would anybody want to put their hard-earned money into something like I had Bitcoin a long time ago, but I don't own any of it anymore because that's just such risk that I don't want to take on, right? And it's at 26,000, went from $1 to $70,000. The multiplier effect is not there. XRP was created by original Bitcoin developers in Silicon Valley in the United States. And it's a global decentralized virtual currency. We have Ripple, the private centralized company that has private Ripple equity shares, right? You can buy shares of Ripple on Link2, private shares, which are securities, right? You get governing rights. And if Ripple, the company, goes away, Ripple shares go away. If Ripple goes away, the centralized company, XRP, the decentralized virtual currency, continues to trade in the open market. Look at the Library case. They were sued, the LBC token, right? Library, the SEC bankrupt Library, right? But the LBC token continues to trade. And even in that case, the judge said that secondary sales and LBC itself is not a security. It's never the underlying asset that's a security, like beavers, oranges, Apple iPhones, right? You can make the case with anything, right? Whiskey. You could say everything is a security, but it's how it's packaged and sold, right? So I think Ripple and XRP are going to have a massive year ahead, and we know that Ripple is set to potentially IPO here over the next year or so. But my goal is hopefully by the end of 2023 become accredited investor status. If not, hopefully by the latest by the end of 2024, and be able to buy Ripple equity and private shares before they go public, as we know, into the IPOs generally where we start to see a sell-off similar to what happened to Coinbase. But taking a look at the crypto space here after this news of Coinbase getting sued. We knew Coinbase was going to get sued, right? They had a Wells notice, and Binance was sued, the major exchanges. We were told about 2 years ago by John Deaton that this was a war on crypto and that they were likely going to go after the exchanges next. But this, in my opinion, is just the final shakeout right before we get a verdict in the Ripple versus SEC case. And I think that Ripple's going to come out on top and potentially even win it. But if not, I think that could be split the baby. Maybe we get an early fine for early sales, and then it'll be deemed a non-security either by Supreme Court or by summary judgment. But we'll see. A lot remains to be seen. But I know one thing. I have never been more bullish on XRP and in the crypto space. Not so much Bitcoin, but I think Bitcoin could see some massive upside as well. But I mean, even if Bitcoin were to go back to its all-time highs from here, that's not that much money. That's like $1,000 invest now into a couple $1,000 or $3,000, right? It's not going to go much higher than that. XRP could hit $10 to $20, in my opinion, over the next year or two, and that would be an insane amount of profit, right? If you just take a look at the fib extension here on the 3.618, which Bitcoin has already done. We just take a look at Bitcoin. You can see it hit its, actually wrong chart. You can see here it hit its 3.618 fib extension, which is a common level to be hit in a new bull market and price discovery. And then if we take a look at Ethereum hit its 3.618 as well there at 4,868, actually exceeded it a little bit, hit 48, oh no, it was right there, 4867. So it's crazy how these mathematical equations and these ratios, it's just found in everything. This is found in music, right? Fibonacci is found in music and mathematics and in charts and things like that. It's in all walks of life. But it's crazy how that pretty much hit to a T. But if XRP does what Ethereum and Bitcoin have done, and XRP surpassed Ethereum's market cap in 2018. So if it can do it then, and under an SEC lawsuit for 2.5 years, over $200 million spent fighting the SEC, and still in the top 10, almost in top 5, right? It's evident that XRP is the best digital currency out there, right, in the world, and it will continue to be the best, in my opinion. It's going to be the favorite amongst. Imagine once there's clarity, right? The first virtual currency and cryptocurrency and crypto asset that has legal clarity in the U.S. Bank of America, a big partner of Ripple as well, which is Warren Buffett's a big investor in Bank of America. Writing's on the wall. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. But if we do what Ethereum and Bitcoin did and hit our 3.618 extension, that's $10.75. So $10.75. And from current levels, you're looking at about a 20x. So that's $1,000 turned into $20,000. Could XRP hit $27? A lot of people are calling for $27. I think $10 to $13 is more realistic this cycle. I think we could get up to about maybe $10 to $13, pull back to around the $5 mark, and then resume our uptrend back to around $20 plus. But I would say $100 is doable over the next 3 to 5 years. Even quicker than that, right? Dogecoin went up like 300x or something like that. $1,000 into Dogecoin in March 2020 would have turned into like $500,000 basically a couple years later. So if it can happen to a meme coin with no utility and barely any backing and market cap, why can't it happen to the one with the most utility and one of the highest liquidity in the market, right? There's actually XRP is more popular on some exchanges than Bitcoin, right? So what happens if XRP goes to $27? That's 51x. That's $1,000 invested now into about $51,000. So that's my goal, is to get accredited. But let's take a look at XRP on the BTC pair here. And you can see here we're getting very, very close to a decision in this monthly pennant that we've been forming now since for multiple years. And just look at it over the last little week, the last couple months. But on the weekly time frame here, we have the low, high, higher, low, looking to get above that extension there at 2,061 Satoshis. If we can get over that, we've got some runway. And you can see here over the last few days, we've been in a very strong uptrend compared to the strength of Bitcoin. And it's actually a daily bull flag at the moment. So let's take a look at the measured move here. You can see here the low to the high. Anything over 1899 Satoshis is a daily bull flag at the 0.32 fib. So we just move that out to the 0.32 fib, and we look at our extension here and a measured move, and we're looking at a move up to about 2,245 Satoshis. Which from the low there, that would be like another 17% gain compared to the strength of Bitcoin. But in terms of movers and shakers today, In crypto land, we have LBC, Code, and Hex leading the decline. On the bull list, we have Cell, XTC, and GMX. Moving on to the broader market. So SPY broke to a daily higher high today, but we basically double top. 429.62 was resistance, and 429.62 was the double top. And I did a video here not too long ago saying that, where did it go? Was it a live stream? I don't think it was a live stream. Pretty sure it was just a regular video. Yeah, here it is. SPY ETF 439 target. So this was 2 weeks ago. I said that SPY was likely targeting 439. So where were we 2 weeks ago? Let me just take a quick look here. So this was on, day was it on? May 18th. So on May 18th, SPY was it closed at 419. And then I said that it was targeting 439. Why did I anticipate a target of 439? Because of the weekly bull flag. Low, high, higher, low, held to 0.382 fib. You take the measured move from low to the high and you move it out to the 0.382 fib and it gives you the target of 439. Here we are. We're less than 2% away, right? So this is why technical analysis is great to learn, because it doesn't always work. It's probabilities. Something has a 60 to 80% chance of playing out. If it's saying we're going 60% to 80% of the odds are saying we're going higher, why wouldn't you want to bet on things going higher? Why would you want to be the contrarian in that instance, right? The more confluence you have, if the RSI is bullish, we got some bullish RSI divergence, we got a golden cross, we got an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, we've got, an inverse head and shoulders with a target, we got a bull flag with a target, and there's 6 or 7 different things that are saying that we're going to this level, then why would you bet against that, right? That's exactly what technical analysis is having an edge on the market and expecting up, down, or sideways. Markets can do one of 3 things, up, down, or sideways. So wouldn't you want to know whether or not it had a probability of going up, or a better probability of going down, or more probability of going sideways? Wouldn't that help your situation a little bit more? Absolutely it would. And would you be more mentally prepared for when things happen, right? Versus saying, oh, I can't believe the market's going up. Why is the market going up? Looking for news. Why is the market going up? Sometimes the market just goes up, right? And people buy. There's more buyers than sellers. And again, these technical patterns and indicators can be very indicative of that and can give you an edge on the market. And if you're not sure how to do technical analysis, I've got over 10,000 hours of research. You can get to start somewhere, just like riding a bike. It's not that difficult after a while. And you can always join the POW Group community, right? We don't know exactly, we don't have crystal balls, but we can sit here and we can make a educated guess or, just forecast on what the charts are saying, right? And that's all it is. But as I've been saying for a while now, I expected SPY to deviate from this inverse head and shoulders, to deviate from the .com fractal that I pulled here from the boom and bust of the .com days, and eerily similar, but again, because of the artificial printing of money and the trillions of dollars in the market, propping up this market, we're so manipulated, and Congress still being banned from owning stocks. Feds banned themselves from owning stocks back here, not down here, not down here, not down here. They do it at the top because they're borderline inside trading criminals. So what do you think Congress is going to want to do? Well, Nancy Pelosi is the best stock trader of all time. Why? Because she crafts laws that benefit these companies, right? They should be put in jail, but they're not. And so we can either fight them or we can join them and we can beat them at their own game and then use that money for good things in the world, right? And hopefully with enough, pressure on Congress, we can ban them from owning stocks. I mean, a monkey could figure out that this was not a good idea, and then they'll probably want to ban themselves somewhere up here, right? So watch for that to be a top indicator in the markets. But DXY, so monthly inside bar at the moment, we're still watching for this 100.78 key support to lose. If we lose that, monthly downtrend confirmed. Continuation of the monthly bear flag, and we're targeting about 43. This is going to be massive for crypto and stocks. I think we could see the Fed pause potentially this month as well. We've got the meeting coming up on June 14th for the FOMC, which is a week from today. So 2 p.m. Eastern, a week from today on Wednesday, June 14th, we'll get the decision whether or not they should pause or hiked rates. But Canada just rate hiked as well, and jobs were very, very strong. I think it came in at 339,000 last period in the US versus like 190,000 projected, so you never know, but we'll see that could happen. Or maybe it happens on the next rate decision and then we start to sell off into 2024, but we'll see. Continue to update everybody on the charts as we see it. But gold, I do think we're going to see a little bit more weakness in gold. If we take a look at the weekly time frame here, let me just unhide that. So it was a potential head and shoulders there, and with a target of about 1850, and I think we just need a cool down on the monthly time frame. We did have a brief higher low there at 1804, but not much support, right? We only consolidated by like, what, $19. So I would think that we could probably come back to EMA 12, if not 26, somewhere around the 1850s, 1825 level for gold. All right, moving on, taking a look at some individual tickers today. VEGA, MVMD, and SNO leading the decline. On the bull list, we have DPRO, NKLA, and Roku. Tesla, I've been saying for a while now that I've been very bullish on Tesla. It's confirmed a monthly uptrend with the low, high, higher low, and higher high. So we broke 217.65 key resistance on the monthly time frame. We had the low, high, higher low, and higher high. What's that give us? It gives us an uptrend. What gives us a downtrend? A low, a lower high, and a lower low, right? So we had on Tesla, we had the monthly downtrend here. Monthly low, lower high, lower low. That was the key to get out right here. And then that would have saved you 50% of downside. Then here, low, high, higher low, and higher high, you could start to go bullish here and potentially get another 47% to maybe even 100% of upside from here. Right? Almost 100% if we just go back to all-time highs. Do I think we're going to go to all-time highs? No, not really. But this is an example of confluence and technical analysis. Look, we confirmed the monthly downtrend, which when you do it on a larger time frame, that's very bearish, right? When we confirm a downtrend on the daily time frame, that's not that bad because it's only the daily. Weekly, a little bit worse. Monthly, very, very bad. Then we had the monthly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross with the shorter term above the longer term. That's bad. And then we had bearish RSI divergence with lower highs and lower lows on the RSI relative strength index, which is a measure of overbought and oversold. It was heavily overbought. And then we had bearish div. Then we had higher lows and higher highs in the price action. Then if we take a look at the daily time frame, we also had a death cross on Tesla back here with the 50-day above the 200-day crossing. So a monkey could have figured that out, that we were probably going down. And then we had the monthly head and shoulders, right? And like there was just so much pointing that we were probably going down. And then if I took the measured move of the monthly head and shoulders, it was saying we could potentially go to $85, which I had the line there and even did a video on. But then we also had the 0.786 there at 98.99 on the FIB retracement. So then we went to 101. And I said 185 was likely the target. We hit 101. And I called that many weeks before it happened. But again, I was so confident in saying that because the monthly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, the monthly overbought territory, the monthly hidden bearish RSI divergence, the head and shoulders, the death cross, right? Like again, it was so obvious that we were likely going to see that happen. But then playing off 100 psychological support, I said that was a good idea to go along there. And then monthly uptrend confirming this is looking good. Taking a look at the Canadian space on MJ, PWR, Labs, PCLO leading the decline today, and WIB, VFF, and PSDN leading the bull list. Remember my video from yesterday? Another example of why technical analysis can be beneficial to learn. Anybody who says it's silly and it doesn't work, they just don't know how to use it. That's like saying, this new contractor got this new tool from Home Depot and he spends 4 seconds or like a day trying to learn how to use it without looking at the manual or really going into the manual or looking at a few different manuals, right? He just tries to figure it out in 5 minutes himself and says, oh, this tool doesn't work, right? But again, if you don't know how to use the tool, how do you expect for it to work, right? And then yesterday in this video in Village Farms, I said that it was an hourly bull flag targeting about 75 cents. What happened? I said if we broke 68 cents, we confirmed the hourly bull flag. Where did we get 74.5 cents? How did I know that? It's because I have a crystal ball? No. It's because technical analysis said when we close at the high of the day, right, at that hourly time frame, so you take the measured move from low to the high, you move it out to the 0.32 fib, ta-da, 75 cents. Today we hit 74.5 cents, right? There you go. Technical analysis. It doesn't work all the time, but the more confidence that you have and the more experience that you have and the more eyes we have on the market, that's why I created Pow Group, was so that we had more eyes in the market. TAT, KGKG, and FLGC leading the decline on the US side. Ian, BAM, and MedMen leading the bull list on the US. And then MSOS, I'm kind of seeing, look at that. Wow. The hourly time frame, hourly uptrend confirmed, low, high, higher low, and higher high. Looking for a higher low here compared to the low there at 533. And again, I said MSOS getting close to that $5 mark again. Another opportunity to load up close to $5, and here we are up over 11% in the last couple of days. But again, massive opportunity here on MSOS, in my opinion, playing off of $5 psychological support. We hit a low of 505, so you could set a stop at 474, 444. A little bit more risk if you're so, if you're having an appetite for that, if you're so inclined to do that. But it is a monthly inside bar as well. So if we lose 505, it's a monthly inside bar bear break. then we could see a flush at $5 and then a massive move in my opinion. But if we break 637 from here, we start the monthly bounce again, that could be another opportunity to go long, right? Set a stop buy potentially. So if we break 637, maybe you set a stop buy at 641. If we break 641, or even if we break 650, you go long. And then even just to the EMAs, that's about a 43% of upside. Just the monthly resistance on the price action is 132% of upside. And to EMA 26 is about 183% of upside. So what happens with monthly EMAs and EMAs in general and moving averages in general? Well, we generally gravitate back toward them, right? Look at CGC. We get it below it, we come back. Test it as support, confirm support. We get it extended to the upside, we come back. Test it as support, holds as support, we go back to the upside, we come down, we lose it, we gravitate back towards it, we confirm it as resistance, we get extended to the downside, we come back up, test it as resistance, get above it, come back down as support, reject again, and then we get below it. What's probably going to happen? We're probably going to come back up again, right? But not financial advice. Do your own research. But it's looking good. It's looking good, like we could potentially start to see, and then this could be the catalyst. Key Senate committee will vote on MJ banking bill in the next 2 or 3 weeks as chairman. So, and then again, we have HHS could come back with its verdict, whether or not it's going to reschedule, could be legalization of medical, right? There's so many things. We could get the MJ Act refuel here in Canada, and Fire and Flower insolvency today could expedite that. But we need the government and some catalysts. That's the only thing that's going to knock us out of this bear market in MJ land is either, in my opinion, anyways, is we get safe banking, uplisting the NYSE and the NASDAQ. We get HHS come back with a verdict, potentially reschedule, or we get MJ Act here in Canada reviewed, with the taxation being the number one thing, right? 30 to 40% of revenue of producers are going towards federal excise taxes. There are hundreds of millions of excise taxes unpaid here in Canada, and then potential for 280E tax code relief in the US. That, in my opinion, is going to be. And then we're probably not going to see any major companies get into the space. Mergers and acquisitions will probably still continue, but I can't see that lifting us out of this bear market. I think it's going to be one of those catalysts that I just mentioned. Hello. Safe banking vote. Yep. Just went over that. Could you please look at OGI chart and analyze it? I've noticed more buying on it lately. I did research, but couldn't find how much debt they have. Yeah, I'd have to research that as well, but we'll just take a look at some technicals here. So they got the warning as well with the NASDAQ listing, so they're probably going to do a reverse split, I would think. But it's a monthly inside bar at the moment, a weekly inside bar, which just means it's a tightening range. And then on the daily time frame, we are bouncing here off of the lows. We're up now about 15%. We didn't really see a clear higher low and higher high to give us a daily uptrend, so I'd still say that we're still in a daily downtrend. And actually, it looks like it's a bear flag. Yeah, anything under 43.5 cents is a potential daily bear flag. And Tilray was a daily bear flag as well, targeting 124. So again, the more names that have daily bear flags in the space, the more confluence, right? The more we're confident that we could see more downside. So from the high to the low, we take that out, we move it out, and we could see 29 cents, 30 cents here. So if we were to confirm this daily bear flag, actually, to negate it, we need to get over 43.5 cents, that 0.382 fib. And then to confirm it, we need to lose 37 cents. If we lose 37 cents, it's saying we could drop another 20%. And that's not completely out of the question because, again, Tilray has a daily bear flag. We've got insolvency here from Fire and Flower. There's probably going to be many more in terms of retailers, especially mom and pop shops. There's probably going to be a lot of producers as well that go bankrupt or insolvent. And that's probably going to hurt the space, right? So don't be surprised if we drop another 20% from the recent 52-week low there on OGI. But again, just another opportunity to buy low, sell high. But I'm going to be looking to be accumulating OGI as well. So it's not looking good here at the moment on OGI in terms of technicals. Just checking in on the Powder private community here as well. See if there's any news, nothing major. Yeah, what else can we see here on OGI? We had some hourly bull flags. Are any hourly bull flags here? No, but it is a head and shoulders. So you've got the, right? That wasn't the best drawing, but yeah, you can take out your actual head and shoulders pattern here as well, and you can draw it. So, and then you take the low to the high, move it out to the neckline, and it is saying potentially as low as 39 cents, right? So again, it's just more technical indicators, but it is holding the EMA 12 here on the hourly time frame. But if we do lose the low there at 41, cents will confirm an hourly downtrend as well. But it was an hourly bull flag. Yeah, it actually was an hourly bull flag that was playing out. So if you take the low to the high, let's get rid of that. Head and shoulders. So you go low, high. It held the 0.382 fib perfectly, actually. So its key support is going to be 41 cents. Lose that, probably going to 39 and below. But we take the measured move here. And if 41 cents holds, we still could potentially see this bull flag play out, which would mean a move up to around 45 cents. So again, that's just, it's all about support and resistance, right? But OGI, yeah, it's getting destroyed. Those EMAs, these EMAs, ever since the bear cross here with the 12 above the 26 period EMA, it had the bear cross, price was at around 261, then dropped 86%, and now we need to see a bull cross. So that could be another way, another indicator that you could wait to go long on. When you see these cross bullish, looks like back here, price is at around $1.38, then went up almost 400% to $6.50. You could wait for a similar thing to play out, right? We had a bear cross, went all the way down, then we had a bull cross. You could have went long here and got 340% of upside. You could have went short here at 2.66 and had 86% of downside, and then you could wait for another bull cross. This time around, though, we're way more beaten down than we were here, so I would say that upside could be way higher for OGI. And then on the monthly time frame, we're getting close to monthly oversold. So if you know nothing about technical analysis and you just buy when we're down here and sell when we're up here, again, not telling you buy, sell, or hold, entertainment purposes only, not financial advice, but you do better than 99% of retail out there. What else are we seeing on OGI? Below the 10-week moving average, we're starting to see a curl here on the MACD, though we could see a bull cross. The stochastic's currently bullish, but we are below the 10-week moving average, so we're bearish on one of our three major macro indicators. So we can see a bull cross of the MACD and then a weekly close over 49 cents. That would be good to see, but we got a long ways to go, at least multiple weeks in my opinion, and we still unable to get over that 50 weekly moving average as well. Look, resistance, confirmed kiss of death, then absolute destruction, and then here, kiss of death, absolute destruction. So if we can see a weekly candle close over that 50 weekly as well, and a weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, then we got some high hopes, no pun intended. OGI, then we had the death cross back here as well, right? So many confluences and indicators saying that we were likely going to go down, right? And then death cross occurred back here in September 2021, price around 250, then we went to the low into the 30 cents. Now we could see a potential 50 below the 200-day in a golden cross, but again, it's going to be many weeks, at least a couple of months, 2 or 3 months before we see a golden cross, in my opinion. But you never know. This news could change things. We'll see what other catalysts come our way. Weed chart based around $1. Do you think it has bottomed? Yeah, that was, I mentioned that to Pow Group private members as well in a previous live stream, that TSX was getting close to $1 and flushing thereof, so it's at the lows 96 cents. So yeah, this could be a nice area and monthly oversold, right? What did I just say? If you know nothing about charting, if you just, take profits and sell up here and then look to buy down here and just ignore all news, right? Well, you don't want to be buying just random stuff, right? You don't like Fire and Flower or, companies that are going to go bankrupt or insolvent. You want to be strategic, but I don't think CGC is going to go insolvent or bankrupt anytime soon. Could it? Who knows? Maybe. I don't think it will. But yeah, like it's getting close to monthly oversold, and yeah, this could be a nice buy. Almost monthly oversold here on the Nasdaq, all-time low here on the Nasdaq. What are we seeing here on the daily time frame? So it was a daily bear flag. Out to 0.382. So we could go to the low 61 cents, which would mean another 15% of downside almost. And then OGI saying a daily bear flag with another 20% of downside. And then Tilray's saying a daily bear flag down to around 124, which from its local low there is another 25% of downside. So yeah, there's more and more confluence saying that we could see another leg down. So don't be surprised if we drop another 20% from the recent lows there. But again, be another buying opportunity in my opinion. And we could be very, very close to see a bottom in, right? When names are down 97% from their all-time highs, like there's no shortage of them. Forget all-time highs. Let's just use February 2021 highs. Tilray down almost 98%. SNDL from its February 2021 highs, almost 97%. BFF from its February 2021 and all-time high actually is down almost 98%. Hexo from its February 2021 high, down 99%. CGC from its February 2021 high, down over almost 99%. ECB, right? So you're starting to see a pattern here, 97%. So when we're down 99% from all-time highs, generally a good idea to just, buy a few. Like, we don't know which one are going to have long-term staying power. We can hazard a guess. I would say Tilray is going to be here in 3, 5, 10 years from now, right? Maybe 20 years from now. But again, that's why we diversify, not just in MJ, but in tech stocks, crypto, right? You can do real estate, cash as a position as well. You can diversify into multiple different producers here in Canada, in the US, retailers, ETFs, right? And the goal is, just like the early days of the internet, we never knew Pets.com didn't stand the test of time, right? Apple and Amazon didn't come for many, many years later. And then, same thing with crypto, right? We never knew which cryptos were going to have long-term staying power. A lot, probably 99% of them are going to fail, right? But there'll be probably 20, 30, 40, 50 major cryptos that'll stand the test of time. So if you can diversify and find 1, 2, 3, 4 unicorns, that's going to create generational wealth. And I think the same thing will happen in MJ. Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Great analysis. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support. We'll see what comes out of the Senate vote this time. Yeah, exactly. I think there's a good chance. I think there's I'm confident. I expect more volume in MJ because of that in the next couple of weeks. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, like I said, a lot of bear flags indicating that we could see further downside from here. So don't lose sight of the fact of that. And then, like I said, we could see more bankruptcies in producers. We could see more bankruptcies in retailers and mom and pop shops, things like that. That would obviously be bad for the sector short to medium term. But I think this is a good catalyst for the Canadian government to start to really get their act in order. And the Canadian government's even said that it's time they catch up and support the MJ industry, right? They've been lagging, and C-19, things like that, macroeconomic events and inflation, things like that, all really taking a toll. But can't help but wonder if it's all by design. I think it is. So SPY closed at 426.55. We closed near the low of the day, but didn't break the low of yesterday. I think we could be set up for daily consolidation into tomorrow potentially, and a drop down to around 422. But we do have support there at 425.99. If that's lost, then we're looking at 416.22 as the next price action. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we backtest the EMA 12 tomorrow, another percent or two, even down to EMA 26. But as long as 416.22 holds, we're still in a daily uptrend on SPY. And then ultimately, it is still a weekly bull flag targeting 439. And like I said, watch for Congress being banned from owning stocks to mark the potential top here on this last bull run. And then I think we're going to continue to follow this .com fractal that I copied from back here. This fractal here is the blue bars. And I think we could go as low as 230s, maybe even a flush of 200 in the bear market. And that would put us around monthly oversold, similar to what happened in the .com days. Like RSI peaked in 1996, then the price peaked 4 years later in 2000, then we went to monthly oversold. How long did it take to get to monthly oversold? About 944 days. Look what happened here. Price peaked 4 years after the RSI in 2018 and 2022. Price peaked. So if we do 900 and some days from there, that would put us somewhere around August of 2024, around monthly oversold. So yeah, I think into the end of the year here, we're going to see a massive move into the end of the year. We're going to see potential flipping of the Fed interest rates. We could see them pause and then get back into QE and instead of QT. And then they'll probably turn the money printer go burr. And then we see massive upside in assets. And then I think into 2024 is where we're going to start to see massive downside. And then into spring and May, sell in May and go away in 2024 is where we start to see things really ramp up. And I think probably the lost decade has some merit. I think there's some truth to that, where we're probably not, we might see a new all-time high before we enter a prolonged bear market and go to monthly oversold, or maybe we test all-time highs. And then we see the lost decade, which just means that we're probably going to go down to low 200s, see a Great Depressionary style, probably one of the worst stock market crashes, if not the worst stock market crash in history. And then we're probably going to take years to recover and to get back to all-time highs. Could be the lost decade, could be 10 years before we bottom out and then trend back to all-time highs, right? Look what happened in the .com days. Price peaked here in 2000, and then before we went back to all-time highs, took 6 years, 7 years, and the price was way lower than it is now, right? And then from the low here of 2008, right? Price peaked in 2007, and then how long did it take to get to new all-time highs? Into 2012, so about 6 years. And then look at where we are now. And then over, March 2020, we saw 125% of gains, right? Usually we only see like 12% a year. So we got like 10 years worth of gains in 2 years. So what do you think is going to happen, right? What goes up must come down. What goes down must go up, right? It's the law of, it's just gravity, right? And this is probably what's going to happen. But again, markets can go up, down, or sideways. We can go short, we can go long, we can profit up every direction. And we can have an edge, right? All right. Gonna end it there. XRP looking strong here. Bitcoin consolidating here in the 15-minute time frame. XRP breaking to a higher high. Same with XLM. XLM actually confirming a 15-minute uptrend here. I'm excited for the rest of the year with Ripple and XRP. The best digital asset ever created. All right, have a great night. It's Rob with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Smash like, share the video with anybody that might find value. We'll see you again in the next update. Take care.